my name is Lee and here is a short Pilates workout that should hopefully leave you feeling lengthened, strengthened and just all around great. It starts on the mat and it stays there and it should be accessible to everyone. Hope you enjoy. If you want to find yourself down onto the mat just to start with, and we're going to lay ourselves down onto our backs. Just get yourself nice and comfortable. Now, as you lay yourself down, you want to just find yourself sinking into the mat. Just looking up towards the sky. We're going to take one hand onto the chest, one hand onto the stomach as you just calm your breath and start to take nice deep breaths in and out. Now, as you breathe, you really want to focus on what we call lateral breathing. So as you inhale, you want to feel your chest expand, your back expand out across the mat. And as you exhale through your mouth, you want to think about drawing your abdominals in, feel that engagement. Inhale to find that space, expanding your ribs laterally across the mat. And as you exhale, we start to feel that engagement, the abdominals draw down towards the mat. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take our hands by our side and just let the legs drop from one side to the other. Just start to move through them hips. I don't know if you just heard that my hips, and again, my hips are cracking. Lovely. So just let your knees drop from one side to the other. Bringing that back to the center. From here, we're going to extend our right leg all the way to the sky. And we're just going to start to take circles with that right ankle. Now we really find that lovely length through your toes, through your foot. Really stretching all the way out. Find that point and that flex. And let's change direction, same thing, going all the way through. We want to keep nice and stable through the rest of the body here. Lovely. Bringing that movement to a stop. Let's point our toe, really reaching through right to your big toe. From here, we're going to lower that leg slightly as we start to draw a big circle around with your leg. Now, the goal here is to keep your hips nice and stable. So we've got our hands by our side to hold you into that nice stable position. We want to avoid, as that leg comes out, dropping all the way to the side. Now you can make these circles as big or as small as you want, as long as you can really support that movement through your core. Breathe in with it, nice deep breaths in and out. Beautiful. Bringing that back to the center. Let's draw that knee all the way in towards your chest. Now holding that knee there, we're going to lift the head and shoulders away from the floor, drawing in through your abdominals, making sure we're nice and tight. From here, as we extend our leg all the way out, we're going to hold that head position, reach the arms out, leg out. Exhale, squeeze it all the way back in, tuck yourself into a ball. Inhale, find that extension. Exhale, tuck into a ball. Now we really want to think about keeping your back down into that mat, trying to avoid there being any space underneath your spine. We've got two more exactly like this. Beautiful. Bring that to a stop. Keep that knee in towards your chest and just take a second here, holding that knee in. We're going to keep a hold of that leg with the opposite hand and pull that knee over and across the body. Actually don't have room to extend this opposite arm, but we would extend it. And you can gently turn your head to the other side, feel a bit of release through your spine. And let's bring that all the way back to the center as we switch legs over. So lowering that first leg, extending the other leg all the way to the sky. Beautiful. Want a strong, long leg as you can. And we're going to start to take them circles with the ankle, all the way around in each direction. Lovely. Going through the flex and the point. Nice and strong through the rest of the body. Nice, deep, slow breaths. And change direction, exactly the same thing. Really focusing on keeping that leg lovely and long. Bring that movement to a stop. Let's find that pointed toe. We're going to start to take them circles again. Again, these are as big or as small as feels good for you. Now, we don't want them to be massive because that is going to kind of throw out your alignment, and we want to keep the rest of the body nice and strong. Just enjoying them circles as they move all the way around, staying lovely and stable. I think I've said stable a few times. There's nothing wrong with stability. And let's change direction all the way around, all the way. Making sure we're not peeling that back away from the carriage. We're staying really nice and neutral through that pelvis. Last two. Lovely. Let's bring that to a stop. Draw your knee in towards your chest, holding it there. As we lift the head and shoulders, join that knee towards, nose towards your knee, drawing in through your abdominals. We're going to inhale as we extend the legs all the way out with the arms. Exhale, squeeze it back, find a ball. Inhale to extend. Exhale, squeeze. Now you only have to extend that leg as low as feels good for you, but you can still keep that lower back down into the mat. Two more. Lovely, making this your final one. Bring the hands to the knee, lowering your head. Let's cross that hand over and pull the legs over to the opposite side. This time I can stretch my arm, but you might not be able to see it. And turn your head in the opposite direction. Nice deep breaths. Again, let that leg fall over to the side. And bringing that all the way back to the center. We're going to lower our feet down now. Keeping your hands down by your side, both feet nice and strong. Now you want to make sure these feet aren't too far away or too close so you feel squished. Just nice and comfortable. Make sure they are hip width, so hips, knees and heels all follow the same line. Pressing through our hands, we're going to go into our shoulder bridges. We're going to tuck the tailbone under as we start to peel the back slowly away from the mat until our hips are nice and lifted. We want a straight line from shoulder through, hip through knee, but no further so we're not taking it into the lower back. We're going to inhale as we roll all the way back down, articulating through every vertebrae. Exhale as you go up. Inhale to control it down. Every time you go down, think you want to connect upper, mid, lower back, tailbone, then your bottom. Making it nice and steady. We don't want to go too fast, then we lose that articulation. And it just kind of becomes more of like a hip thrust. Really think every time we start the movement is coming through that core. So we're not just immediately squeezing with the bottom, we're working through them abdominals as well. That powerhouse, as we call it in Pilates. Now the next time you roll your hips up, we're going to hold them nice and high. So we're holding that engagement again. We don't want to overarch and push our bum too high up. Keeping nice and strong, we're going to lift one leg to tabletop. So you want a 90-degree angle at the hip, well, a 90-degree angle at the knee and nice and high at the hip. Lovely, we're going to lower that foot down. Let's transfer straight onto the other leg. And down. So we'll be exhaling, breathing out as we lift up. Inhale, control it down. Taking as little movement from hip to hip as you can. Really staying strong as we peel up and down. We've just got a few more, lifting up and down. Really keep nice and strong, drive through them glutes. Lovely, one more each leg. And roll yourself all the way back down. Let's draw the knees in towards the chest. As we have a little rock side to side, relax off that back. Any tension that you might have been holding and releasing through the glutes. From here, roll onto your side of your body. So find yourself nice and strong. Now we want to be on Sorry, that might have been really loud because I just touched the microphone. So we want to be propped onto one arm. Now you want to make sure that shoulder is directly over your elbow and forearms nice and strong. So we don't want to be sinking in. We want to be lifted up. Now we want to pull this side of the body away from the mat, so we don't want to sink. We really want to think straight line through your nose, sternum, right through to the center of your hips. We're going to be lifting this top leg, so making sure the hips stay stacked and we're not rolling backwards. We're going to exhale as we open that top knee. Inhale, control it down. Keeping lifted through the side of the body. Really watching that supporting shoulder. So we're working through these outer glutes here, stabilizing through that core. We're going to add on now if it feels good for you. We're going to open that top knee. As we hold it there, we're going to lengthen that leg, stretch it all the way out. You may have heard that knee crack again. Control it back in, lowering down. So we open the clamp, extend, separate them toes, lowering down and closing back in. Can you see my toes shaking? If you can't, pretend I didn't say that. Lovely. Keep that going, keep lifting through the side of the body. One more, just like that. Once you get up, let's extend that leg, hold it high. We're going to lower, bring the knees together, and squeeze it back up. Lowering down, squeeze back up. This is when it starts to get a little bit fiery, so we've got to fight that bit harder to make sure you don't lose your form. We've got two more. On your last one, let's hold it up. 8 circles round for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Let that leg relax over. Give it a little bit of love because it deserves it. Before we do the other side, we're going to transfer ourselves, bring ourselves onto all fours. Just check I'm not flashing you. I'm not. That's so good. Good, strong start. Find yourself on all fours. We're going to make sure that the shoulders directly over your wrists, hips are over the knees, and we've got a really nice flat back here. From here, we're just going to take a bit of movement through the wrist, rocking round. This is just a small movement. Again, just to extra stretch off the hips that have just worked there. And to warm through the wrists. Let's change direction, same thing. All the way around. Perfect. From here, let's find ourselves nice and stable. Oh, we're stable again. Shoulders are over your wrists and hips are over your knees. From here, we are just going to go into some bird dogs, supermans. They're called a lot of things. So we're going to go opposite arm to leg. You're going to extend your leg out behind you. Extend the opposite arm. Make sure the hips stay nice and level. And then squeeze that all the way back down with control. Exhale, extend the opposite arm to leg. Inhale, control it back down. Now you really want to make sure that the lift is coming from your glutes working, from your core working. And that lift isn't just happening because you're arching your back. Lovely, we've got two more. Perfect. From here, we're just going to extend that first leg, keep an arm down. We're going to tuck that toe under now. As we tuck that toe under, we're going to float the bottom knee away, then lower down. Lift that leg, stretch it behind you. Lower down, tuck the toe, exhale, float up. Inhale, down. Exhale, extend. Inhale, lower. Again, making sure we're not arching through that back. We're pressing away from the floor, really working through the abdominals. This is our last round. Perfect. This time we're going to bring that knee up. We're going to stretch it out. Exhale. Inhale back to the chest. This is our last little bit. Keep it nice and strong. Don't melt into them shoulders. We've got 3, for 2. Keep breathing. And 1. Lowering that leg down. Bring both the knees down, lower your hips, stretch your arms all the way out in front of you, melting down towards the mat. Nice deep breaths. As we come up from that release, we're going to find ourselves doing that on the other side. If you do need a bit longer to release your wrist, that is absolutely fine. Now we're going to take that all on the other leg. Whoop, whoop. Extending that other leg out behind you. Let's stretch that leg to the back of the room, making sure shoulders are over the wrist and the hip is over that supporting knee. From here, let's lower that foot down, tuck the toe under as we float that bottom knee up and down. Really making sure we're working through that core and we're not just kind of grabbing that leg and lifting it. We're really thinking, controlling it up and down. Make it feel really light. Nearly there. Last one. Hold that knee up. Take a second. We're going to stretch that leg out behind you into the chest. Exhale out into the chest. Hold it strong. Out to the chest. Out to the chest. Nearly there. Last 2. Lowering that down. Well done again. Bring your feet together. Stretch your bottom back. Reach out through your arms. And melting down once more. And when you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves round to lay onto our other side this time. So the other leg that you didn't work when we did them clams, we're going to do them on the other side. So again, getting yourself set up, make sure that your shoulder is over your elbow and we're resting nicely onto that forearm. Making sure we're not sinking into the side of the body, we're pulling up and out, and we're really nice and stacked. We're going to keep the toes together as we exhale, open that top knee. So again, we really want to make sure we're not rocking onto that supporting hip and we're keeping everything really tight. Really supporting that movement through the rest of your body. Making this next one, your last one of that. This time when we open the knee, we're then going to stretch the leg out, in, then close it down. Open, extend, lower down, control it in. Open, extend, down and in. Keep that going. The next one's going to be your final one. We're going to open, extend, hold it there. Keep that leg straight. We'll bring the knees together. Squeeze up, down and up. Keep that side lifted, down and up, down and up. Last 4. I know it gets a little bit burny, but you've got this. Down and up. Last 2. Down and up. Down, hold it there, last little bit. Let's take 8 circles for 8, 7, keep strong, 6, don't melt into that shoulder, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, relax that leg. Woo! Really pat it down, do whatever you need to just to release that off. From here, we're just going to go into a nice stretch off. Find yourself sitting nice and tall. You want to extend your legs out in front of you. Toes are going to reach towards the sky. Taking the arms all the way up, pull your shoulders down. Now you want to keep a really nice flat back here. And we're going to extend forward till you feel a stretch down the back of the hamstrings. Once you find that stretch, hold that back position, bring your hands down, and that's where you're going to hold your stretch. So you don't want to think nose to knee, you want to think chin towards the shin. With every exhale, maybe you can reach a tiny bit further forward with your fingers. Really keeping that back nice and long all the way from your tailbone. Rolling yourself all the way back up. We're going to take one leg and cross it over our long leg now. Pulling that in towards you, draw your shoulders back and down away from your ears. If this is a deep enough stretch for you, you're going to hold it there. Otherwise, we're going to bring that shoulder towards your knee, so the opposite shoulder to your knee, hugging yourself into it with the option to take the other arm behind you and stretch that bit further. Holding it there, nice deep breath. And bringing that all the way back, let's release the leg as we take the other one over. Bringing that across, lowering the foot down, drawing yourself in towards it, shoulders down nice and tall. If that's enough, holding it there. Or we're twisting into that leg, option to take your arm behind you for a deeper stretch. Nice deep breaths, relax into it. And release that all the way back forward. Just find yourself in whatever seated position is most comfortable for you. Whether you like to be in cross-legged, maybe you want to be kneeling, or keep your legs extended out in front of you. As we take one hand by our side, the other's going to stretch all the way up and over. Stretch out through your fingers without bringing that shoulder to your, shoulder to your ear. And let's take that all the way to the other side. Nice big reach, energy through the fingers. As we bring that all the way back up, we're going to take a gorgeous, nice deep breath in. Tell yourself just how great you are as you exhale and give yourself a little clap, a little slap on the back. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you did enjoy it. If you do have any questions, please do pop them in the comments or fire them at me. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much. I'll be posting more. Have a great day.